One Star Rewind.
All right, everybody. We are back with, I think it's episode, we're in the 30s now. I think you brought me into the 30s. So, thank you.
It's about time.
It's about time. I know, we're getting there. Great episode today. This you guys have done so much and all the things going on in town. We'll dive into those things. But before we start, we're always brought to us by Rogue Media Network. So if you need any podcasts, a lot of different genres, different shows, you can hop on our website, check them out, Spotify, Apple, all the places. Under a rock, you might find some podcasts somewhere. So, but anyway, before we dive into the review, as always, we love to start off. Just tell us a little bit about yourselves, kind of where you're from, where you're born, who your great-great-grandparents were. No, you don't have to go that far back. But tell us about that, and then how Champions started. You know, what was the origin story, and then we'll take our break, and then we'll dive into the review. But,
Okay.
So,
All right.
whoever wants to start us off.
Well, I'm going to let Lorraine start.
Kevin's like, and Lorraine go. No.
All right. Well, I got this. Okay. So my name's Lorraine Gritton, and I'm from Toledo, Ohio, originally.
Okay.
I moved here in the 80s. My mom was a barber, and she actually got a barber school started here in Waco, and I started right after I finished 8th grade.
Okay. What brought the family to Waco?
Okay, so she actually went and got her instructor's license in Toledo, Ohio, and the man that was on the barber board up in Toledo, Ohio, owned a school in Waco, somewhere in California, and Toledo.
Wow.
And he was really impressed with her and reached out to her. Somehow he did that, but reached out to her and said, "I'd like to move you to Waco." Yes. And it was just a time in my mom's life where she had had enough with being a single divorced mom, and so she moved us.
Cool.
She was 32 years old, and I was 11, and my sister was 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
The move to Waco. All right.
Yeah, the move to Waco,
Yeah.
and anyways, about 8th grade, to be a barber, back then you just had to have an 8th grade education.
Okay.
So she gave me an ultimatum and said, you're going to babysit your little sister, or you're going to go to barber school.
Oh, there we go.
And of course I sat little sister over at the barber school, but I went every day after school.
She still got you on both of those.
She really did. I went to barber school every day after school, all through the summers, and every Saturday. Didn't really have a childhood because of that.
Sure.
But I got all 1,500 hours in by the age of 15.
Sure.
And
I imagine though, like spending a lot of time around like adults in a barber shop is a different upbringing than if you were like playing somewhere with other friends your age. Like that would be, I mean, that'd be kind of fun. I don't know.
No, I was hated by them.
Yeah.
I was hated by those adults because my mom would make me do things that was kind of false advertisement, really. I'd have to roll a perm an hour before everybody else arrived just to show that I could roll this perfect mannequin head.
Oh, no.
So perfect in like 30 minutes when it really took me an hour, but I was used as an example.
I love this so much.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, wow.
Oh,
The tricks of the
that's like
trade
your
by the mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my mom.
So
That's
hilarious.
smart, though. I'm giving it.
I tell you, man, you got to get creative sometimes. So
motivate the students.
If my young 13-year-old daughter can do it, so could you.
Oh man. Okay, so maybe not maybe you had a little target on your back half the time. Probably like you couldn't do that in 30 minutes and kind of thing.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, it was not fun.
Okay.
So 15 years old, I finished 1,500 hours, had a year and a half before I was able to go take the test. That was in 1985.
Yeah.
So I took the test and passed, and so I went to high school and continued cutting hair and making more money than all my friends that were working at McDonald's back in the day for $3.25 an hour.
No joke. Heck yeah.
Yeah, I had the nicest car, nicest things, and
Did any other students were like, okay, Lauren, how do I get into this? Like, I want to learn how to cut hair too.
oh yeah, I had some friends actually. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and anyway, so just kept on and got a little older and had my first business by the time I was 21.
Yeah.
So,
Jeez, man. The entrepreneur story. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so when does this guy come into the picture?
Oh, we were going to fast forward.
Oh, we're going to fast forward. We're just
Well,
going to
let me
jump.
introduce-
Kevin, need to tell your story.
I got to introduce myself.
Sorry,
Yeah,
we got
yeah.
to rewind.
We got
there's
to
a
rewind.
rewind to this,
Rewind
yeah.
You got to make that noise.
Not for you. Not for you. I'll do it one time a show.
Okay. My name is Kevin Gritton, and I was born in Lafayette, Indiana. I too also moved here in about 1982 with my parents. I was 11 years old also.
Wow.
Just a coincidence in our story.
Same school?
No.
Okay.
I went to La Vega, graduated in La Vega.
Great.
My mom was originally from Waco. My dad was from Indiana. He had met my mother while he was stationed in Fort Hood during Vietnam.
Sure.
And anyway, long story short, the oil embargo happened. My dad was an entrepreneur. He had a couple gas stations up there. When all that happened, lost those businesses. My mom was homesick for Texas. So in 82, we moved to Texas and been here ever since in Waco.
Okay, shoot. Coming back. So La Vega, and Lorraine, where did you go to high school?
Richfield. Which is now Waco High.
Which is now Waco High. Okay, cool. All right. So now I want to know where did you meet? How did the
Match.com.
Match.com.
Yep.
Heck
when it
yeah.
first came out.
Oh, are you
like,
serious?
We're like the first people.
When was that? When was that?
We got married in 02.
02?
Yeah. And back then it was all emails back and forth.
Oh, yes.
And so I'd come home from work and I'd email her a message or have her message waiting for me. But she didn't use the cap lock. So it was like she was yelling at, "How was your day?" "I had a good day." It's like, oh my God.
Maybe she's deaf and can't hear it, just the yell on the email. Okay.
And so the only picture I had of her was just of the image from Match.com.
Sure.
And we met 2 days after Valentine's Day at Red Lobster.
Okay.
No, was it? Yeah, Red Lobster.
Oh, yeah.
And we had a really nice conversation, and I love this story because it's absolutely the truth. We got there, had dinner. It wasn't love at first sight or anything like that, but we really clicked really well and talked.
Cool.
And the waitress walks up to us and goes, "Excuse me, I have to ask y'all to leave." And we both look up at her like, "Why? What's wrong?" She goes, "Well, we've been closed for 30 minutes.
Oh, man, you guys just kept on talking.
It's like 4 hours or something. Long time.
Wow. Did they keep bringing you all the cheesy bun or the cheesy rolls?
Oh, water, alcohol,
all
yeah,
the stuff.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
That is when you know, like, when time just kind of literally just stands still or becomes oblivious to everything else, and you're just chatting.
Yeah.
How many like back and forth emails would you say you had before you had the Red Lobster date?
Oh, it was a couple weeks worth.
Couple weeks,
Yeah.
okay.
He was wait till after Valentine's Day.
I did not want to go on the first date before Valentine's Day.
You don't do that, dude.
No.
You can't. There's just too much pressure. That's too cliche. I like that play.
Yeah.
I like that.
It was a Tuesday night on the 16th. I just, those are things you remember.
That is so cool. Okay, and
But
then
we never talked on the phone.
Oh, yeah, we'd never spoken on the phone. We just...
did you all have each other's numbers? Like, or was it just
Yeah, probably, but we found out we both like crab legs and agreed to meet there, and it was just how it started off.
I'm going to tell the real story in a
the
minute.
real story. Oh.
I like that. We're gonna go to break, and no, I can't. My wife right now, like, if we could find a crab leg, she'd be the happiest person on earth. You just can't find any crab legs right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe Red Lobster has them.
I don't know. We don't go that much anymore.
Okay. Well, enough of that, Kevin. I want to know the real story. I want to know the real story.
Now, his story is all of it's true, but it's so funny. I really wanted to have a dancing partner.
Yes.
I really, really like to dance. And so I remember telling him that this is years ago, 20 years ago, we were about ready to have our anniversary.
Yeah.
And saying, "No, you can have a second date if you can dance." And he said he could dance.
Oh.
And I'm talking like fast 2 and 3 step. Like that kind of swirling
Country
kind of
music,
guy.
Brooks and Dunn, get
Oh,
your heart rate up stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah. He said he could dance. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to give you a second date.
Here we go.
And so we had a second date. He delivered.
Nice.
He could dance. Very
there
nice.
There we go,
Yeah,
Kevin.
And,
So second date was going dancing. That was the
Pretty
second date.
much,
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Just making sure. All right.
Okay.
And I backed it up.
See, there you go.
Ask about the wild child, though.
We won't talk about the wild child.
What? I feel like we need to have another show.
We'll have to have another show.
Okay.
We'll be here all
We'll
day.
bring up Wild Child later. So, okay, we meet Red Lobster. Kevin can dance. The rest is history. 20 years later, when does Champions become part of the world here?
And it started off in 2014.
Okay.
We were a part of a direct sales company at the time.
Okay.
And I could tell that the direct sales do really well when the economy's bad.
Sure.
So people looking for other ways to make money.
Makes sense. Yeah.
And the economy's getting better. Our sales are going down a little bit.
Yeah.
And it was like she had stopped cutting hair for about a year or so.
Okay.
And we decided that, we need to have another salon.
Sure.
At the time, it was a salon.
Yeah.
And it was just all booth rent. We found our location in Woodway.
Okay.
But we didn't have a name.
Yeah.
And we were at this, our Success School, they call it.
Success School.
Okay.
And their tagline is "We build champions."
Okay.
Well, and I was up there because I wanted a unisex name. I wanted a name that everyone looked at and was like, "Oh, I can go there." Because you ever drive down the road and you see Sally's hair clips or something,
yeah.
and you're like, well, as a guy, you're like, I don't really want to go there,
Sure.
So I wanted something that was unisex, something that everyone felt a positive word from. And I wrote to her on a piece of paper. I handed it over. It was Champion Salon of Waco, and she was like, I love it, and that's how we got our name.
It is a great name. I mean, that is one, and we'll touch on this maybe a little bit at the end, but I could see that in any city. I mean, you could see a Champions in LA or in Portland or Miami. Like, it just carries. I've always, I don't know if I ever told you that, but I loved where you fell on that.
Thank you.
I think we sometimes, and I am the perfect example of this in Waco. You just are like, oh, well, let's just call it Waco blank blank. Waco escape rooms, Waco pedal, and it's fine. It's part of our city, and that's cool. But I love something that could kind of stand on its own.
Yeah,
and I think that's and have the meaning behind it too.
Right, and that wasn't our. We weren't trying to create a brand.
Yeah,
that wasn't our goal. I don't know if we were trying to. I don't think we could have done it.
Yeah.
But then fast forward a few years. We were evolving away from the salon and doing more barbering. She is a barber. We had acquired more barbers. So guys and the word salon, sometimes they don't coexist real well.
Yeah, for sure.
And so we toyed around with changing it to Champions Barbershop, Champions Barber this or that, but it just didn't roll off your tongue, or at least my tongue anyway.
Yeah.
And we already were known as Champions Salon of Waco, so I was like, why don't we just call it Champions Salon and Barber?
Yeah.
And we changed the logo, put the barber pole in the middle, and in a moment we did that and changed our name out front, our sales had to jump.
Sure.
And I'm like, okay, we done the right thing.
We did the right thing.
And I'm really proud of the fact that when I'm in the community and talking to people, they just say Champions. I go, we get to be done at Champions. It's like, wow. That's
like you said. I think if you had tried, maybe you don't get there. But it's just inherently, this is like, let's do this. And then now, when it's just Champions, and it can mean either side, women, men, whoever's coming to get their hair done or whatever they need to get done. That's what you want.
Yeah.
So good job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
So, okay, the review, though, we're going to talk about, that happened the downtown location.
It did.
Right? Even though it got left at the Woodway location, which, and I always bring this up, you guys have like 5 million great reviews. No, it's like 400 Google reviews at your Woodway location, like so many great reviews. So, but this one, it happened downtown. They just left it at the Woodway location. Yeah. So when did downtown? And I might remember this, but refresh my memory.
Well,
when did that open?
Well, we have a barber school too.
Yeah,
we have
the barber school.
The barber school. And originally, it opened in 18.
October of 2018.
Oh, because that was the school.
That was the
location.
school.
Yeah, you're right, in 18.
Yeah,
okay.
And then we quickly outgrew that spot.
Yeah.
And we moved the school over to Lake Air Drive.
Okay.
And that's when we flipped that location because we still had the lease. Not run away from it.
No, for sure.
And so we flipped that into our second location.
Okay, cool.
And dealt with COVID, and that was October or November of 19.
Yeah.
We turned it into our second location.
Oh, geez. Yeah. Perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
The whole and again, this is our third show we could have, but the whole underground hair cutting scene during COVID.
Lord, that's a whole other podcast right there.
Just hilarious. I would love to know, or I know that was rough times, awful times, but just how y'all navigated that. Again, that could be another show. But that was always so funny. We haven't had him on yet, but the guy that owns a tattoo shop here in town, and he's a friend of mine, and it's kind of saying the same thing, where it's like these underground that come to my house. We're not allowed to do this right now, but we'll still give you a tattoo, and it just crazy
quick
stuff.
story. I actually had my staff call me and say, I have been offered hundreds of dollars to go to these people to cut their hair. What should I do? I'm like, you do whatever you want to do. I mean,
I don't think anybody would blame you.
Yeah,
right now.
How much?
No kidding. Yeah. You would see some people because we at Triple Win, we still kind of kept the school going here, and there would be some instructors that would show up. And these were past students of ours. So now they're first year college students, and they'd come in with these nice fade and just hair. And I'm just like, did you do that at home? And they're like, yeah, I did it myself. I'm like, you liar. Yeah, you didn't do it yourself.
I like this story about after COVID. We were closed for 53 days, and we only opened up the Woodway location. We left the downtown location closed at that moment, and kind of consolidated my staff in one location. And we opened up on May 8th. So the first 7 days we were closed in May.
Okay.
That month of May was the best month of the entire year, and we were shut down for a week.
Oh man, that doesn't even surprise. That literally doesn't shock. I mean, and I bet you were seeing people come in with just Like, well, I'm going with the grunge look. And now I need
they were just so grateful to get. I mean,
that's
people.
great.
That's one of those things that COVID was. Lorraine had always told me that the beauty industry was recession proof.
Sure.
That proved it to me.
Yeah. No, that's no kidding, man. People, they identify, like, well, the hair, like their style, it's a confidence booster. It's all these things. And I think that you're right. To me, you weren't even open the first 7 days yet. That's still top month.
Yes,
That's
it's
incredible.
insane.
So, okay. All right. So we opened downtown location 2018. That was the school. Then the school moved to Lake Air. So the downtown location operating just as a salon and barber shop since like
November 2019.
2019.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yes, that's okay. So then COVID. So really, in like this, and I still were kind of in COVID, not COVID, or all the things. But so really having that maybe for a year, would you say, or how long would you say it's just kind of out of COVID quotation has that been open?
Well, other than the 53 days or plus or whatever for that location, we opened back up. Had a small skeleton staff at that one.
Sure.
But August of last year was kind of where that store, Baylor came back, and that store is now rocking.
Wild.
And
so we're looking at about a year.
Yeah.
You're releasing that. Okay, cool. All right.
And then expansion too, as well.
Yeah. In the downtown location?
We added 3 more stations, so we have 11 now.
Yeah. Wow. And then the Woodway location is expanded to, I don't even know how many chairs we have there now.
15?
Maybe so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez, you guys killing it. Okay. We're going to take a break. Then we're going to come back. This has all been great. Fun stuff. Good things. We're going to read the review, and then we'll talk about it. So we're going to take a quick break, then we'll come back. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right.
Hey y'all, I'm April,
Hi, I'm Caroline.
and we have a new podcast for you. What's it called, Caroline?
Bloody Happy Hour.
It's going to be your new favorite guilty pleasure. We're going to talk about some bloody stuff. Serial killers, true crime,
Rape.
rapists. Why not join us? We'll have a good time.
You literally never know. I don't know what I'm going to say. Bloody Happy Hour. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
What are we doing here, Rusty? What are we gonna do?
Yep, we're doing the King of the Hill Rewatch Podcast.
King of the Hill
Yes, sir.
Rewatch Podcast. Yeah, so we're gonna go through one episode at a time. Come along for the ride with us,
Come check it out.
and give me a good like Dale Gribble quote to go out on. Wingo.
Yeah, Wingo.
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 All right. Well, join us for the King of the Hill Rewatch Podcast.
Deep in the heart of Texas, that drinks his brew and he spits his chew. Deep in the heart of Texas, the TV blares but no one cares. Deep in the heart of Texas, here we go.
911, what's your emergency?
Do you hear that? It's coming from the house.
It's coming from inside the house? Do you mean? Could it be?
The Poltergeist. New from Rogue Media. 2 haunted hotties talking about haunted places. Every episode we dive deep into the darkest places and give you a bit of history. We're getting spooky in all the right places. You've gobbled your last ghoul. Follow along for the craziest and spookiest stories with Debbie's Dark Tourism. The Stanley Hotel, Winchester House, The Alamo, Hotel Monte Vista, and more spooky places. Find us at _Poltergals. POLTERGALS. Look over your shoulder. It's us, the Poltergals. Wherever you consume the podcast, you can find us there.
Okay, those were amazing ads that you listened to. We're back here with Kevin, Lorraine. We learned a little bit about your story, how champions came to be, how 11-year-olds living in Waco ended up at a date at Red Lobster. So this is so cool. But now, are you ready? We're going to rewind.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm going to give you the noise. This is the one time.
I love this.
The rewind noise, brought to you always by Rocket Video, an old VHS store that doesn't exist. Ready to rewind. Only time you get it.
That was much better in person.
I need to do a longer one. Okay. Gil Garcia. That's his name. Google. This is public knowledge, so we can say your name, Gil. Gil, this was 3 months ago, so not terribly long ago. So probably still fresh in your brain, Kevin.
Yeah, it's there. It's there.
We did a little bit of research on Gil. Lorraine, we had about 11 reviews is how many he's left. He's very hit or miss, 5-star or 1-star. A lot of 1-stars. A lot of local places, not these national chains. He's usually left these 1-stars, some restaurants local here in town. The 5-star that I thought was interesting was Great Clips. So clearly this man has certain taste, and that's fine, whatever. But Gil here, he has a little icon on his Google page. So normally, if it was just like the letter G, it may mean that he just made some fake account and wanted to leave a review just to stick it or something. At least this has an image. He's left 11 reviews. So this person clearly either just likes to be mean or leave a 5-star or whatever. So I think that's an indicator of something there. So, okay, ready? We're going to rewind. We're going to read it. Kevin, hold back. Let me read it. Okay.
All right. I'll hold it back.
Gil Garcia says, way overpriced, was told $45 to $55 for a haircut and shave. Most only charge $25. I found a reasonably priced cut and shave, and they made time for me without a lengthy appointment wait time. End of review. So quick, easy.
Yep.
Kevin, we'll start with you, Kevin. What happened here? Tell us about Gil.
The reason this one is sore for me is that I was part of this from the beginning to the end. Usually about every other weekend, I'll work front desk at one of our locations, and this was my weekend to work Saturday at our downtown location.
Okay.
And we do take walk-ins, but we're pretty much appointment-based barbershop because we want to make sure we don't want to rush you in and we're not a mystery cut. We want to get you in and get you out and take that time.
Yeah.
And we're busy.
Yep.
We have a busy shop, and we don't want to overload, and we don't want people waiting unnecessarily. So this Gil called, and it's a Saturday afternoon. We were almost booked up, but I had an opening, and it was about 45 minutes from the time that he called. Okay. He wanted to come in right now.
Yeah.
But it's 45 minutes. And
sure.
But that's not a lengthy wait in my attention. And you're not even in the building. He wasn't even in the building.
Yeah, he was calling.
He's calling on the phone. So, but one of the things that stuck out about the conversation is that we had a long conversation. He was getting ready to have a job interview on like on Monday or Tuesday of next week.
Okay.
He wanted to get a good haircut. He wanted a full face shave. He wanted a hard part with a razor. He even asked if we really had barbers that really could use a straight razor. And I assured him we did. Yeah. And I assured him that he'd get a good haircut. Yeah. And everything was pretty jovial on the phone call. Yeah. Well, the last question before we got off, he goes, well, how much is it? I said, it's about $45, $50 because our haircuts are $25. Yeah. A full face shave can run around $30. Yeah. Depends on if you have a goatee, all these little variables. That's why it's kind of like it just kind of depends.
A hard part.
Hard part,
yeah.
Fade, sure. And so, I mean, these are professionals. They're doing their job. Yeah. And so, and I could tell in the tone of his voice that, like, he really didn't, the price wasn't exactly what he wanted to hear.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay. So I still booked the appointment. A few minutes later, I go up to the computer and I notice it's deleted, which the customers can do that. It'll hit your phone. Do you accept this appointment or not? And obviously you declined it. And I'm like, okay, no big deal. You just didn't like the price. And I moved on.
Sure.
And, well, no more than 5 minutes later, my Google dings on my phone and I get a 1-star review from him. And it just chapped my ass. Can I say that on here?
You can say,
okay.
You can say chapped. Your ass. That's fine. Okay. We won't edit that out.
All right. And because he's never been in my. If you come in and you had bad, we don't treat you right. We're not friendly. We don't greet you at the door. We give you a bad haircut. Mm-hmm. I'll take that. I'll. We don't want that to happen. Yeah. We're not perfect, but those are the things I think will warrant a negative review.
Sure.
But not to walk into a business and give a 1-star review. And most people don't charge $25 for a haircut and shave.
No, not at all. Wait, so, okay, back up to when, so you told him the price. You said his voice changed or he got quieter. So did he just say, okay, I'll still book it, and then he hung up?
It was just, it was like, okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hung up,
and then hung up. And then the way your system works is when you put it in the system, it sends a text message to them. So that he got it on his phone saying, like, confirm the appointment in 45 minutes or however long. And then he then declined it.
Yes.
And then it got sent back to your end and just said,
okay. It just goes off my record.
And then a review 5 minutes later. I can't, I'm trying to like I'm with you, Kevin. I'm getting boiled. You're right. And you had said this earlier. If it's something that's warranted, one of your barbers messes up. And I imagine, in a restaurant, if my chicken's undercooked, what do? I put it back to the kitchen, bring it back out, give me better food. Yeah. You mess up a haircut or a shave. I don't know how you put the hair back on, right? Outside of a wig or something. So
it'll grow back.
It'll grow back. Yeah. So I could see that, and I think both of you could justify like, okay, it's still better just to let's talk about it and then leave a review. But this person didn't even come in the shop, and you weren't like berating him on the phone.
No, we had a good conversation. I learned about his life. You don't learn about somebody's life when you're having a bad conversation. I know he's going for a job interview the next week. He wanted to look good.
Unreal.
I was just blown away, and I'm glad it happened to me because I could just imagine one of my staff having it. I didn't do anything wrong. I swear. We just
There is there's a shop. So my wife and I got married in Colorado. There's a town called Steamboat Springs, and family's been going there a long time. And there's a barber shop there, 10th Street Barber. And my brother-in-law, Lauren's brother, he's been going there, getting his hair cut for since he was 5. I mean, just for a long time. And so they have a really crew that have been there forever. And we go there, and it's a little bit more than 50, and I'll do like a haircut and they'll trim my beard and they use the razor and and then after tip it's like $70. I mean, it is, and for the experience you get, the atmosphere, the friendly, it's just like Champions. Like if you need the quick in and out, somebody that may be super skilled, may not be super skilled, sure, this guy, he can go to Great Clips and leave a 5-star review or whatever he wants to do.
And Great Clips doesn't shave.
And they're not going to shave. No. I don't think I would trust with a straight razor.
Yeah, well, they're not licensed to do that.
Yeah, they're not. Sure.
But yeah, it just dumbfounded me.
Yeah.
I do like. I think the first time we ever got a 1-star or a negative review, I was actually a little happy. Because, nobody wants to go to a place that has all 5 stars. That just seems a little untrustworthy.
It seems really,
So,
for sure.
A 1-star kind of keeps you humble.
Yeah.
Makes you try to work a little harder, fix the mistakes that you made. Because sometimes you get a little complacent.
Yeah.
But this is one where I didn't do anything wrong.
No, you didn't do anything wrong.
And I was just, from my review that I left, and if you read the review, if you want to, it doesn't matter. But I try to say it the nicest way in the world that, I hope you're happy with what you've done, because you go get a new job, that job's probably going to be a sales job or something that has involved, prices. Yeah. Just because I had someone give me a quote on my bathroom just a couple days ago. It was a little high, but that doesn't mean I'm going to go online and give his company a 1-star review because I didn't like the numbers.
Absolutely not. Yeah. No. And I was looking at when they left the 1-star for Bush's Chicken. Horrible customer service. Well, Bush's Chicken is hit or miss, okay? But not even the same stratosphere as you guys. Dave's Burger Barn, Tim, good friend, owns that place. Very lengthy review, 1-star review for him. But yeah, this Great Clips one was a year ago, right? And 5-star, just, love him, whatever. Well, then why didn't the heck you go back there? I mean, they probably wanted the shave. But, so, okay, Lorraine, the review world, being a barber, do you remember any? I mean, I know reviews are kind of more of this, I don't want to say newer thing. We've been leaving reviews for a while, but have you ever had an experience where you've had a customer come in, you spent time with them, they've left maybe a bad review or had a bad experience, but then came back and either like that was redeemed or it was, because I think that would be awkward if they left like this bad review or something, then they're walking back in, or I don't know.
No, we've had that happen before.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we've had someone leave a bad review. We reach out to them and ask them what happened. Offer to either refund the money and most of the time they don't really want the money back. They just want whatever haircut fixed. And the nice thing about being Lorraine and the barber school, she has a great reputation.
Yeah.
Sometimes she'll just like, hey, come in, I'll take care of it, we'll clean it up, and they're happy about that.
Yeah.
And they do love coming into the school when I'm taking that time, just slow down. Sometimes it, we have our staff that, we have a lot of business that we can't just give them an hour, and we don't know if the person comes in and hadn't had a haircut in a year that has 10 times the hair of a normal person. That does take time. And so, sometimes you can get a little bit like, oh, I didn't get enough time for this, and it gets stressful. So, but I don't know. I think you answered it best. We're not perfect. We're human, and it's about consultations.
Sure.
And sometimes people just don't know, and it's really hard. If they don't know, they can't find a picture. They have no idea. They want us to make the decision.
Yeah.
And you're making a decision, not knowing the person at all.
Yeah.
So it's a lot.
I think that's a really good point you bring up, because I'm 34, so I've been getting my hair cut at places for 25 years or 30 years almost, and I still go in and couldn't tell you exactly, like when I'm like, oh, I want a 4 on the side, and I'm like, I don't even know really how short that is or long, and I've been going in this long, and just like everybody's been going into places to get their hair cut. So you put a lot of trust in somebody that is professional. I think then you're trusting them to do it, and you're like, your opinion's better than mine about what my hair maybe should look like, or what. You're right, some people may be very specific.
And we love those people. Yeah. We love when they come with the pictures. We love when, the most thing that I tell people is, or my students, is ask how long it's been since your last haircut. Because hair will grow a half an inch a month.
Sure.
So if they've gone 2 months, then that's an inch. Then ask them, was the haircut, did you like the haircut? Was it left too long or too short? That's the easiest thing when you're not getting the response you need, or that would be helpful to execute a haircut. So that's the best thing I advise all of our students and our professionals is just ask, how long has it been? Did you like the haircut? Yeah. And you can determine. Sure. Because I don't like to teach our students or have people say, well, what number did you use? People look at you and go, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't even understand the number length either. So, just for the record, I'm not a barber.
And it is a guard.
What, Kevin? No.
But what if someone, thinks, like a number 1 guard or 1 inch, and it's a 1 guard, and that happens to be extremely shorter.
Yeah.
So there can be a lot of misunderstandings.
Sure. Well, that's what, and again, back to this, like, I could understand if Gil came in, something wasn't done right. Now he has his job interview on Monday or whatever. Yeah. And what do I do now? My hair, like you said, justified. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. I apologize. I'm sorry, but I'm not apologizing for my pricing and my staff and the education that they've taken.
No.
And I wasn't rude. I learned about his life.
Sure. Can I do something that's a first on the show?
Sure.
Can I read your response?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Can I get your permission?
Yeah.
Okay. Kevin said, "Wow, this is totally unwarranted. I told the potential customer everything up front. He didn't like the prices. He could have politely declined the services. 1 star for not liking someone's prices, which was told up front, is really low. If I gave out 1-star reviews for other businesses' prices, I'd be busy all day long." He was wanting it cleaned up for his upcoming job interview. I bet his new company will give out prices that potential customers won't like either. I wonder if they will give out 1-star reviews to him? ? Again, all I can say is wow! ! Kevin, that was classy, dude. That was good. There are ones where you just want to ream them, but I think you got your point across. Like if someone read this and then read your response, they know, this would be frustrating. If I was the business owner, I'd be frustrated.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to do it, because I know people read reviews.
They do?
And they read the 1 stars and they want to see what the customer. And sometimes I don't respond because it just, we did something wrong, and all right, well, you got me. And I'm gonna leave it at that. But this one here, and the word "wow" is not my first adjective I wanted to use. So
can imagine. Probably like delete it a few times, but then we'll leave with wow. Yeah. Well, and like I was saying, for the amount of 5 stars that you guys have and just the amount of reviews in general is amazing. So to get just these few 5 or 1 stars, it's like, it is what it is. Like you said, sometimes we mess up or whatever, but the ones that don't even come in and it's just like a phone call, just inquiring about a price. That's just where it's like, what's going on?
And what could I have done to make it better? I mean, I could have had a spot where you could have walked in immediately, but he wasn't in the building. You know, then would he have been? I could have gave him, if he gave me a 1 star, came in, I did all the services, I got him in, and then he gets up to the window and he goes, "Oh my God, is that much money?" Okay, well, maybe we should have had a better conversation, a consultation before you started. My fault. Yeah. But I covered that. You know, I can handle any. You know, I came from the automotive industry originally, and if I told you your oil change is going to cost $75 up front, okay, or no, I don't want to do that. Yeah, we can deal with that. Sure. But if I tell you it's $80 and you didn't know how much it was going to cost and you're expecting $30, then you get angry. Oh yeah. So I would have understood more if he got upset because the price was, he felt it was too high. For sure. At the end of it, not knowing. Yeah. But this was up front.
Yeah, that's misleading if you had done it that way.
Right.
You didn't.
No.
That would be a waste. Yeah, you coming in, you said this was, you know, whatever, you say 20, 25, right? Right. You said this was 25. Oh, well, the shave added on, it's 45. It's like, but you told him.
I told him.
You told him that over the phone. Yeah.
I gave a little gray area in there too, just in case.
And also like the wait time or like a I don't care where you go typically to get a haircut. If it's a certain time of day, you're going to wait. I don't know. I probably question if I walk in, nobody's there, and like, yeah, we'll get you right in. It's like, no, that happens in off hours and stuff. Yeah. But like, that tells me, okay, people are coming here. This must be a good place if there's at least a little bit of a wait time. Yeah. I think 45 minutes is very reasonable.
Well, Saturday afternoon, you're lucky to get in at all sometimes.
No kidding, man. Yeah. So I don't, this, you know, again, the big chain places, they can, you know, they have so many locations. Absorbing 1 stars is just part of the game for them. I doubt they even read reviews. Yeah. But, you know, these businesses where it's like, you know, local to Waco, I mean, you guys have built up this like empire here, but like in other cities, you know, I don't know what Champions is, like this review matters. Right. Like these 1 stars, if there's someone visiting out of town,
personal.
It's personal. And also, like you said, the way it happened to and kind of the unwarrantedness, is that even a word? Unwarrantedness? Of it, that's where it kind of crosses a line. So I don't know, Gil, man. I don't know what the problem was. I don't know. Maybe he's like doesn't like people from Louisiana or something. I don't know what it was, Kevin.
Indiana,
not Louisiana. We'll see.
But they both have Lafayette too.
That's true. That's true. So I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry this happened.
That's okay.
It's a weird one. This is a weird. I'm trying to think if this is the first one that wasn't. They didn't go into the store or the establishment or the restaurant or whatever. Yeah. So I don't know, but you handled it with grace.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Rewound. We talked about it. Present. We're talking about it here. Future. This is probably one that there probably wasn't anything that you had to change differently, but you said you thought about it like, could I have handled it differently, even though you were frustrated at it?
Yeah, you always look back and go, what could I have done different? Did I make a mistake? And I'll be the first, my wife will admit, I'll be the first person. If I messed up, I will tell you I messed up and I'll apologize for it.
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah. I didn't do anything. I did not mess up. Yeah. I knew I did not mess up. Sure. And so I stand behind what I said in the most polite way I could.
Did you have, like, so you said you do the desk every other or one Saturday a month? Or
it just kind of depends. Sometimes it's every other weekend. Sometimes like this week is twice a week.
Did you have like a conference with everybody that handles the desk, or like something in a group chat that just says, hey, this just happened, this was ridiculous, just be on the lookout, or like always say the prices, or did that anything like that happen?
No, because we have a really good system that works and everyone's has great conversations and stuff with the customers. Sure. One of the things that when I hire someone to work front desk, I tell them this is probably the only job in the world where I want you to talk to the customers. Yeah. I would like to walk in and have you sitting next to them having a conversation. Cool. That's what I want to see, because this is a barbershop. This is an escape. This is not work. This is not getting your car fixed. This is your time. Yeah. And we try to make it as pleasant and comfortable as can be. Sure. So that's why we get to know the customers, ask them questions, what you need this for, or if they tell us, and, you know, congratulations, we're looking forward to getting a new job. We want to help you, you know. Yeah.
Get back. Let us know if you got it.
Yeah,
Like,
let's build a something about the barbershop is a relationship. That's why we try to get people to go back and see the same people all the time. And I look forward to seeing people and running into them in the stores, and it's just nice. It's a happy place.
For sure. Yeah. Just like it's gone back years and decades of like this was the place where people you'd catch up what's going on in town, what's going on in life, how are the kids, like life is just full of, especially now, it's just like hustle and moving the next thing and just go. But the barbershop, you have to sit still.
You have to sit still.
And we have a captive audience all the time.
Right.
And it's their job to how can we ease your day? How ask the right questions and talk about things. And
people will tell their barbers and stylists stuff they would
everything.
never tell anyone else.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Gosh, it's like Gil. Okay, so we'll end with this. If I was Gil, so I'm sitting here right now. I don't want to be sitting here next to Kevin. I think I want to switch. Do you have any final parting shots for Gil Garcia?
I thought about this because listening to the podcast and how to respond to someone who's done this, and everyone has always been really like, well, I'd like to give you a second chance and this kind of stuff. I honestly, if you were sitting here next to me and I said, man, I don't know why you did that. I don't understand it. I don't appreciate it. And that's how I'd leave it. I wouldn't want him to come to me again. He needs to go find the person that makes him happy. Sure. And he needs to go see them. Yeah. So you're able to find somebody else that could do it for $25 and he was happy. Well, I'm happy for you.
Yeah, for sure. That was the thing too. And then I forgot to touch on that was that he does mention a $25 haircut or whatever he ended up going and get. But the fact that he left this 5 minutes after he called you tells me that he didn't even, maybe he called some other place or went to his Great Clips or whatever, but like he didn't even go get that haircut. So he mentions this other place, but he hadn't had any time to actually go there yet. It's just like, let's just keep stabbing here. Like it's just so dumb.
So
anyway,
that's it. I hope I just wonder if he got the job, and I just wonder how it's working out.
Gil, let us know. Did you get the job? We want to know where you're working. We want to come find you. No, I'm kidding.
No.
So, wrap it up here. Anything on the horizon for Champions? Any new?
I got some big news.
Oh, you have?
Oh, we got.
I don't even know if I know this.
I want the big news.
Oh, I do. I get scared sometimes.
You did?
She says this.
Yeah, I'm the ideas person here.
I love it.
He's the one that shoots them down half the time. I got to convince him.
That's why you make a good team, though.
Yeah, that's very true. We definitely complete each other.
Yeah.
And so, so we moved the barber school to Lake Erie, and we've been known as a barber school since 2018. Yeah. And August 16th will be our first cosmetology course, and we're going to have aesthetics in October. So that's a big thing.
Okay, wait. Tell me what that. I don't know. What is that? What is this?
Esthetician.
Esthetician.
So facials.
Okay. There you go. Sorry.
Yeah, waxing, stuff like that.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's really exciting. We just gave away a $10,000 scholarship. And we announced the winner the other day.
That's awesome. Yeah. Was that like what was the application process like, or choosing the winner? Were people applying, or was it like come perform or to do something? Or
well, we had a form they had to fill out and make sure they were eligible and that they could start on the 16th and accommodate the 30 hours full-time day class.
Yeah.
So they just had to. There just was a few things we had to make sure that
essay, that type of stuff.
An essay,
cool.
They filled something out. And then we had there was four of us at the school that was on the committee, and then Extra Co.
Great.
Our mentor from the Extrapreneurial, Matt, was one of the committee, scholarship committee. So,
An Extrapreneur was, how long when was that when y'all?
Last year,
2021.
Okay, that was 2021. Great. Yeah. Well, so cool.
And we have one more thing happening.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, we expanded the Woodway location.
Okay.
And what we've done is moved all the outside barbers' chairs over to the new spot.
Okay.
And on where the old spot was, we are putting in a mercantile store.
Oh, nice.
So it'll be a store for men things, shirts and cups and guy stuff, and we're still in the process of getting the inventory and picking out the right stuff. But it's just something else to give to the guys and the family members to come in and do some shopping get some clothes.
And people like want to rep their favorite places in town, and like we just got done saying. I mean, you have that special connection with your barber or your barber shop that you may not have at another place, and so being able to to buy gear, man. That's like, it's all about the swag, Kevin.
It is. Well, it's not just going to be Champions label stuff. It's going to be, we have some really cool cups that are coming. It's got some, we're trying to find unique manly things that you just can't get anywhere.
Oh, sure.
So that's what we're working on right now.
My brain's like working on these like shirts with like fun slogans or something, just to have to do with like getting a shave or getting a cut or something.
I think it should be all related to being a champion of life.
Yes.
Like
that
champion
would be cool.
sayings.
Yeah.
I always thought that would be.
I think it should be all Jeeps and boats.
Oh,
but-
There you go.
Yeah. Well, what's really cool about that space, since we expanded, the school and Widway, is we have a putt-putt green.
Oh, cool.
And so every Friday morning, the first person who makes a hole-in-one gets a free haircut.
What?
Yeah, at the Woodway location.
That is so
Isn't that
cool. The Woodway. Okay, I'm just gonna show up just to get the putt and be like, can I get a? I don't even know if I need a haircut right now, but I'll go do it. So that is so. You guys you're always thinking. You're innovating. Like you're growing the brand. You're growing the business. So I always appreciate that stuff. Gil Garcia or not, you're incredible. So
Well, thank you.
Well, thank you guys. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, we enjoyed it. Thank you very
I
much.
appreciate it.
it so
All
much.
right. See ya.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.